What's up, y'all? Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is. Trigger ranking, the trigger man himself. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, definitely hit notification bell. If you like to donate to the channel, cash app in the description. If you like to follow any other platforms, everything is at the top of the description of my YouTube. With that being said, let's get the show on the road. We're probably gonna jump straight into the videos, y'all, cause I might play some music. Give me a second. Play some music. Getting out of the nighttime. City waits, the sleepless eye. Hear her voice, shake my window. Sweet seducing sighs. Get me out into the nighttime. Four walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. And they say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? I say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? Reaching out to touch a stranger. Ooh, electric eyes are everywhere. See that girl? She knows I'm watching. The way I stand. They say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. Why does it do me that way? They say, why? Tell them that it's human nature. What's good? What's good? Does it do me that way? That's I like living this way. Snow, what up, Snow? I like living this way. Snow Vowel. Hey, tell me where y'all coming from. Poland, damn, what's up? All the way from Poland, what's happening, man? All the way from Poland. I'm in America, man. Yeah, I'm in America, man. You ever been to the States? You ever been to America? It's a nice place. But I definitely want to go to somewhere like Poland, check it out, see what's going on with it, man. Like, definitely would like to go to somewhere like Poland. I'm sure, is it cold? I'm sure it's cold there. Is it cold in Poland? Okay, cool, cool. What y'all do there for fun though? Like in Poland, what y'all do for fun? It's actually raining in Poland. What y'all do for fun out there though? Being that I'm a little older now, shit in America, I really don't do a lot but fuck with my music and shit like that. But when I was young, I used to go to clubs and concerts and shit like that. Last concert I went to probably was like 2 years ago, maybe three. Oh, Skin. Okay, okay, cool, cool. What kind of music is popular out there? I'm gonna hit a little freestyle for y'all. I'm gonna let y'all hear my freestyle like this did. My elevation, plots the situation. Militant money is what I'm making. I'm record breaking, breathtaking. Pacemaker is what I'm making. I'm record breaking, breathtaking. Pacemaker rattling, your bones have you shaking. Skinny BC Saddam in your fucking sleep. You wake up, I beat him on the motherfucking street. Bitch, I'm back on my feet, riding on this fucking beat. Real niggas running in the path where it heat. I'm holding on, I'm in the zone when I slowly creep. I'm gonna blow soon as I get the fucking beat. My elevation spawns in a Lexus truck Jeep. I'm getting signed bonus after each and every week. Drop scenarios around the time. Typical fine wine, show y'all niggas I was gonna get mine. 1999. Tell them who you. Somebody said, tell them who you be. Okay, we gotta run it back. My elevation, plots the situation. Limited money is what I'm making. I'm record breaking, breathtaking, pacemaker, rattling, your bones have you shaking. Skinny BC Saddam in your fucking sleep. You wake up. I say your style sharp. Bitch, I'm back on my feet, rocking on this fucking beat. Real niggas running in the pathway. What you mean, my style sharp? I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, y'all, we about to go to the wide world of YouTube and see what the hell going on right quick, though. We gotta see what's rocking out here. Hold on. I see what's rocking. Who that is? UFC Master. Damn. You in UFC for real, bit dog? It says really bad news for Charlemagne and the guy and his friends. We about to check out Poetic Flacco. We about to do a reaction to this video. Y'all check out Poetic Flacco. About to react to this video. All right, y'all. Peace. Get this thing cracking.
All right, what you are seeing here should not be possible. We've officially reached the point where a single prompt can create almost any video you can imagine. And instead of jumping between all these different tools to create this, I tested Dramina CDEX 2.0 model on Dramina. All right, but watch.
So they closed Sora down.
Charlemagne the God responded back to members of his own.
Do y'all know what Sora is? I got a whole bunch of Sora videos on my YouTube, but let me know if y'all know what Sora is.
Community canceling him and his friends for their politics on his podcast this week. Now, there was a list going around of members from the Black community who essentially was complicit or helped Trump get elected, and Killer Mike and Charlemagne the God was on that list. In all honesty, Killer Mike probably got it worse than everybody else, but Charlemagne the God still felt a responsibility to defend Killer Mike and stick up for him.
I'm good.
And the problem with Charlemagne the God's response is he was a tad bit dishonest.
I don't know if y'all saw the conversation where they were like getting at people on social media about who they think unintentionally helped Trump. So it was like black people canceling other black people.
Oh, he was on that list?
I might have been on there. I don't
They love saying that about you.
I know, but I saw them doing that to Killer Mike a lot, which I got. That's a whole other conversation. Salute to my guy Killer Mike. But I was sitting there thinking to myself, man, y'all saying, which is false by the way, that people like Killer Mike unintentionally helped Trump win just because he dared to question the Democratic Party.
I just feel like either way it goes in politics, especially in America, it's a horse and pony show. So I just actually feel like, a lot of this stuff that we're watching, a lot of this stuff that, we're actually going through as far as these wars, prices rising, things of that nature. I just feel like, we really don't have a lot of say in this. They say we can vote and all this other goofy shit, but bro, I'm not going down there to no goddamn voting poll to vote for nobody, bro. Cause every time it's the same shit, bro. Like I vote for God, bro. I vote for God. That's my president.
Right? And dare to challenge them on things that they may not have been doing right. But you're doing this on a platform like X,
Right.
where the owner of X donated $250 million to Trump's campaign and used X to amplify MAGA and suppress anybody who was anti-MAGA. Y'all got no smoke for him, but y'all got smoke for black people that you say, might have unintentionally helped Trump win.
I think expectations is what dictated the outrage. And the video that started all of this, that started the entire dialogue, was actually this video right here from Killer Mike. And this video was people's last straw with Killer Mike.
Hey, what's up? Onyx Impact, Black Male Initiative. This is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render. 1965 Voters' Rights Act just got gutted. They gutted it. They literally eviscerated it, and it's now trying to make it easier or allow it to be easier for states to redraw district lines to annex those most in need out. This is not just black people and African Americans. This is poor people. So based on where you are, the more poor people are, they can chop you up. They can make sure you aren't burdened voting on behalf of the poor and the interest. They can make sure that it affects your schools. They can make sure it affects your jobs. They can make sure it affects every part of your life. So right now, you need to be putting pressure on our local politicians and local municipalities.
So they say that you should vote, period. But they always say that, you should vote locally because of it affects the area that you live in. Depending on where you live in, depending on who running, you never know what the outcome is going to be. But bro, like I'm saying, bro, it's a dog and pony show, bro. It's like when you think about it, it's like, I mean, if ain't nobody good running, it's basically like you're voting for the lesser of two evils. Like like the way I see it. So
Now, this not to do this. We need to be putting pressure to make sure that those like you and like your neighbors still have the ability to exercise the full constitutional rights of voting, and it being effectively not eviscerated and us being taken back to Jim Crow. So we're going to start the largest voter initiative possible this fall. We're going to get people out to the polls. We're going to beat up those midterms, and going forward, we're going to do more than just march and protest. We're going to go to the polls. We're going to change the people who are in office. We're going to get those laws back changed in favor of the people.
Before that video made its round nationally, people of Georgia, the voters of Georgia, was on Killer Mike's behind, bro, in the comment section. Because Killer Mike is the same dude who met with Governor Brian Kemp. And then after the meeting, right, Killer Mike wrote that he thinks that Governor Brian Kemp is a principled human being and a great man. And nobody has contributed more to voter suppression than Governor Brian Kemp. Nobody. And then after the meeting, Killer Mike compared himself to Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X when responding back to the backlash from meeting with Governor
now, that point I don't understand, because Martin Luther King had to go meet with these people and get referendums, reform, things like that. Martin Luther King definitely had to meet with certain people that probably wasn't on that path, but he changed their minds as far as the way politics ran and the way, works with the people, the actual people.
Brian Kemp. Killer Mike says MLK and Malcolm died with 70% disapproval from your own community. I know the road I follow is a hard one. Black Georgia voters feel like Killer Mike being against voter suppression while also at some point supporting Brian Kemp is hypocritical, and he can't really claim to be anti-voter suppression when you were voting the king of voter suppression in the eyes of black people in Georgia. Like, Brian Kemp acted as Secretary of State and refused to resign while also running for governor. Secretary of State is supposed to act as the referee for the governor race or any election. So he essentially was the referee.
I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Damn, Flacco put me up on something. I live in Georgia. I didn't know that, bro. I did not know that shit. Like, that's... Yeah, that's crazy.
And also run it, right? So like things like, for example, right, like them enacting the exact match policy to where your ID has to match exactly to whatever is on the social security card, like whatever is in their database, et cetera, right? Like, for example, my name is spelled Frederick. My ID has the E after.
Yeah, motherfuckers need to get that paperwork together. But I'm just saying though, yeah, that's kind of crazy. I ain't know that part though.
Abrams and Kemp was at like a deadlock, I think. They had a very tight race. The exact match policy clause that they put into effect was not into effect the last election. Now, when they did that, the total number of people who weren't able to vote was like 58,000. 70% of the 58,000 were black voters who were obviously voting for Stacey Abrams. Brian Kemp also utilized his influence as a Secretary of State to influence these local counties to close down certain voter polls early. And the voter polls that was closed.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all taking y'all last out there. They don't even want you to fucking vote, bro. Like that shit. I don't vote, bro.
Down was in these inner cities, these impoverished environments that was Stacey Abrams' demographic. Now, again, the local county boards, they decide on when the polls get closed.
So basically, he rigged the election, allegedly rigged the election.
But Brian Kemp still had influence. He went out in a very tight race with Stacey Abrams, or even before he ran for the who most part more than anybody else.
I did like when the actual election was going on down here in Georgia. I do feel like she could have won. I actually feel like she could have won. But I think the way that they look at Stacey Abrams, as far as she don't got a husband, like it's like I think some of that came into play too. But we got to look at the demographics, where people was able to vote, where people wasn't able to vote, where they cut off the time of the voting booths and things of that nature. So yeah.
Ever. And this was Killer Mike's guy, the principal fella. So people in Georgia was really annoyed by this. But when this made this round nationally, people had an issue with this due to Killer Mike's stance in the last presidential election.
Oh shit. Here we go. Here we go. Oh man, what's going on?
Just take the damn L and admit that you were wrong. Killer Mike and people like him are a product of the verbiage and actions of the fence sitters during the election coming to fruition. And in the face of fascism, mind you, y'all let your misogynoir and your obsession with contemplating whether or not Kamala Harris was black or not, y'all let that create space for Project 2025 and a presidency that I don't see ending anytime soon, at least not gracefully.
And this way, when I get out of office in, let's say, 8 or 9 years from now, I'll be able to use it. I'll be able to use it myself.
Now that we're in the shits, thanks to you and people alike, y'all want to complain about the Voting Rights Act being gutted and all the gerrymandering happening, and I think I know why. Because it negatively impacts you and the people that you love. But to me, that sounds like a personal problem and self-inflicted harm because, nigga, you helped usher the shit in. I personally do not...
Bro, she said that nigga so fast, bro, run that back. She said nigga so fast.
Being gutted and all gerrymandering happening, and I think I know why. Because it negatively impacts you and the people that you love. But to me, that sounds like a personal problem and self-inflicted harm because, nigga, you helped usher the shit in. I personally do not want to hear a single solitary word from anybody Anybody who denounced Kamala Harris during this election when you knew what we were up against. We had people within community blaming Kamala Harris for what was going on in Palestine during the election as we slowly slip into authoritarianism. Clearly, some of y'all's mamas didn't teach y'all that the household chores need to be done before you go outside and play. This is what happens when you don't stand on business as a collective. And now we find ourselves in a death spiral.
I need y'all to stand on business. Don't vote at all. Fuck that shit. Let them folks have that shit. Don't vote. Do not go out and vote. Please don't go out and vote. That shit is a waste of time.
To a majority Republican-led hell. You don't play nuanced politics when you're up against a regime. Now look at us, all white exclusive communities popping up in random cities throughout the country, Black contributions being erased from websites and national museums, and now a level of disenfranchisement that we haven't seen in 120 plus years. And it's only gonna get worse from here, and people like Killer Mike and the rest of you weirdos are gonna remain equally culpable.
You can vote for and support whoever you want to support, but you don't get to contribute to the problem. And then when the problem gets here, you then also try to position yourself at the forefront of the movement for the solution for the problem you created. People like Killer Mike position themselves at the forefront to be activists because it's lucrative for them, right? Being seen as a spokesperson for a community is lucrative. Look at Jay-Z, he made $1 billion being a representative and a voice for a community. So Killer Mike contributed to the problem and then presents himself as the leader for a solution. Where people are like, nah, you don't get to do that. No, hell no. And if you're confused as to why people got an issue with Killer Mike, is because when Kamala and Trump was running for president, now Killer Mike didn't actively campaign against Kamala, right? Like when Kamala and Joe Biden and others were competing to be the Democratic nominee, because A, that never happened. All right. There was no election for the Democratic nominee. All right. Joe Biden backed down and they gave us Kamala. But Killer Mike was actively campaigning against Kamala when it was a 2-horse race. It was Kamala or Trump. And if you were actively campaigning against Kamala, then that means you were pro-Trump and you helped Trump get elected.
Damn. But this, like the first time Trump got elected, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a lot of Black people that was leery to vote for Trump and support him. The second time around, yeah, it was different. People like minorities came out of all-time high to vote for Trump and things of that nature. And, you know, I think a lot of people at this point are regretting it, you know. I think they are regretting it. I think, you know, because they're showing their regrets in the actual actions or things that have been happening in the past. Like, bro, we done went through a war, everything that went up high, sky in the stove, gas high. It's just like, it's a lot going on, bro. So at the end of the day, man, you know, like my grandma used to say, I hope y'all satisfied. Like you got what you voted
it's
for.
It's as easy as that. You can support whoever you want to support, right? You could have pushed for another Democratic nominee if that was an option. But if we're presented with two options, Kamala and Trump, and you are actively campaigning against Kamala, people forget how hard Killer Mike went against Kamala. Here's a video from 2024 when Killer Mike is saying why he would never vote for Kamala, and he don't think anybody should vote for Kamala because she was a prosecutor.
Let me tell you a big reason I would never vote for a prosecutor, because you were a prosecutor. That's it. If you were a prosecutor, you were just on the wrong side.
Now, see, that's another thing too. That's another thing too. That part, I forgot all about that part. That part right there is kind of incremental in this argument. And he made a good point in the argument. You know, people might look at her different because she was a prosecutor in California.
So as for me and my household, we vote for defenders, we vote for public servants, but we don't vote for prosecutors because I know you've been a part of the system that's already over. Why would I vote for you?
He has every right to feel that way. But if you were actively campaigning against Kamala, and effectively so, I might add, and got Trump elected, then you have a right to feel that way. And I don't feel like anybody should be like angry at Killer Mike for saying those things about Kamala. But where the anger comes in is y'all are natural contrarians. Y'all love attention. You say that, and then you create a problem that we are now faced with. All right? And then you want to, it's your brother Killer Mike, and we here to offer up solutions to fix this oppression, yo. Nah, bro, we don't want your solution. Your solutions have guided us where we're at right now. We don't want your solutions. Say your solutions, okay? And that's where we're at.
Lord, they are cooking Michael Render over on Threads. He says, Americans, we got work to do at and beyond the polls this year, no matter what. Plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize.
Mom, I won't buy gift cards anymore. I found a way to get Robux for free. Enter the code to unlock coins.
And they're not hearing it. Here, you helped get us here. We're not listening to you. You sound like banjo. With all due respect, Mike, not you, and not right now. Read the room. Nobody's trying to hear from you. You were a catalyst for Trump being elected. Ooh. Because listen, you helped them do this. Now you want to act like you care. You can't stand. We can't stand. And you were worse than this. You helped undo Stacey Abrams. All her work in Georgia. Look, the very voice that advocated loudly not to vote for Hillary and Kamala, three Supreme Court justices, you can see the rest. You supported these people. Go to HELL. Disrespectfully, bruh, we don't need you. Where'd Jill Stein, Killer Mike Render? I'm telling you, people are mad, and that they bring up everybody else. You already saw Dan Jones' name pop up. Ice Cube, Nick Cannon, Snoop, Nelly, all you MAGA nut rappers. Get that Grammy in payment. Smells like sweat, belly gut, cigarettes, and oranges. What? I know oranges catching strays. Nobody want to see this. See, I'm telling you, those days are over. So many entertainers and famous people, and
It's your boy Killer Mike, yo, and we here to make a change. We front.
But yeah, we could talk. We even could talk about the whole Snoop thing when Trump first was elected. I guess he had like a gathering or something, and there was some rappers that actually rapped at it, and Snoop was against it. Then when Trump won again the second time, Snoop performing that same shit. He was saying he didn't want other people to perform again.
Line, and we gangster, yo. You know, we gotta get this black liberation. It's like, all right, bruh. Now, Charlamagne to me, I've been feeling Charlamagne the God politics lately, all right? I feel like Charlamagne the God has been on cold. He pressed Dana White. So I think Charlamagne the God has, for the most part, made amends, but he made a very big mistake by trying to manipulate us into believing that Killer Mike did anything outside of be an agent of chaos during this election process. So Charlamagne the God comes on his podcast and he begins to try to convince us that Killer Mike was pro-Kamala and he was campaigning for Kamala, even though everything Killer Mike did publicly was anti-Kamala. Charlamagne the God wants us to know that, hey, Killer Mike hopped on a call and he was planning on campaigning for Kamala behind the scenes, so y'all is too hard on Killer Mike. And it's like, bruh, it's one thing to feel a certain way and say, hey, man, like what he did ain't that bad, y'all chill. But it's another thing to, to lie, right? To lie and tell us that what we heard and see for our own eyes we did not see.
Watch me and Killer Mike's conversation on his podcast Conversate. We had this whole conversation. Like, Killer Mike, he absolutely supported Kamala Harris. 100%. Like, I had Killer Mike in
That's a lie. That's a bold face. That's a
When she ran in 2024, I was connecting Mike with Kamala's campaign. Mike had a whole door knocking strategy he wanted to do with Kamala in Georgia, but her team was.
Oh, they did came to my house with that shit. They came to my house with that shit. A little white lady came to my house talking about something. Have you voted yet? Can you go out and vote for Kamala Harris? And I was like, I'm not going to vote nowhere, ma'am.
And that wasn't really looking at Georgia as a battleground state. Like, they wasn't looking at it as a state that they really felt like they needed to lean into too much. But he wanted to do that. Like, I connected him. He was on the phone with her people. They just never could make it work. So I hate when, people say these things with just because you question the Democratic Party. Even the comment that they're saying, Killer Mike, pull that up, Taylor. Pull up Killer Mike,
on the View.
Kamala identity. No, it wasn't on The View. It was on TMZ. Pull up Killer Mike.
I support his right to question the Democratic Party, right? Because I question the Democratic Party. I question the left routinely. But I feel like where people is getting at is, for an election so crucial, when it was down to two, Kamala and Trump, like you decided to still be a contrarian, to still go out looking for attention, and your attention seeking got us into the trouble we're at right now. And because we're in trouble right now due to you, we don't want to hear, it's Killer Mike, yo. And we front line like G's. We front lines. We about to make a change. Black liberators. Nah, bro. We straight. We good, man. Keep the it's Killer Mike, yo. Keep that, man. All right.
Bro said keep the. Damn, good. Y'all check out Boy the Flaco. That's some funny shit. Let's see. All right, y'all, about to go to Hip Hop Boodle. About to check out Hip Hop Boodle. I do want to, this is an update on 051 Wu last moments before he was killed. So I would like to see what's up with that. Lil Durk is done. OTF members are snitching and the feds. Damn. Hold on, y'all.
Dressing, and I'd like to.
We back with another one, man. Checking out this video. 051 Wu last, and you know what I'm saying, final moments before he was shot and killed. Let's check it out.
Alright, y'all. Now, it looks like the surveillance footage of the night 051 Melly's brother 051 Wu lost his life has been released, and honestly, it shows almost everything we already assumed. If you pay attention to the video, clearly you can tell that whoever did it knew exactly when to strike and knew exactly that Wu was in the place that he was in. It's almost immediately once he left the lounge or event, he was targeted and unalive. Let me say this. The way they did him, it was no way he was surviving. It would be a miracle if that man survived. And clearly them guys came for blood. I remember a certain blogger claiming that a person walked up on him by himself. Come to find out, it was more than one person, and it was also more than one gun involved as well. If you listen to the rounds that was fired, he got hit a bunch of times.
One thing I will say, a lot of people, you know, they into guns, and for them to even just to know that it was a switch just by listening to the shots.
That's crazy, man. You be out there like that, you be around these people, somebody drop your location, and then they'll just come get you.
They were definitely coming for blood, and there's no way he would survive. Now, I do find it interesting that with all those bullets you hear, he was the only one shot according to reports, and he was actually next to somebody. But I guess when they don't want you, they don't want you. But we're gonna get into the video so y'all can see and let me know what y'all think about this, and let us know in the comments what y'all think transpired as y'all see this video. So before we get into it, shout out to Chicago watchers on YouTube. I left a link to the original video in the comments so y'all can check it out there and show some support. In the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, then show you now. Let's get into it. So they're coming out like that.
All they knew was gonna be some box there.
Bobby!
I guess we straight now, y'all.
So now y'all see it ain't coming out. They on the main street. It's a two-way street. You see what I'm saying? And that's bad because you could get hit from any which way. And then you see they out there, they coming, they leaving out, they in the front, they dangling. That's giving more people time to get the jump on you, get the drop on you. But especially if they knew you was already in there, they just gonna sit in the cut and wait till you come out.
Now keep your eyes on him. He's right here. He's right here. Pay attention. Goes up there, he's talking. All right, he stays right here for a minute, but he's...
Hey, y'all, just like a bop, gotta get that last word in.
Bobby! Right here. Now also, pay attention to anybody that goes over here because from my understanding when I seen the video, the attackers come from over here and his car's already over there too. This is how, see, and that's another thing. This is how you know it had to be set up some way, somehow. Because they just happened to be right by his car or wherever he was going in that direction. They was already there. They was already waiting. Y'all gonna see. And he goes up there, he's talking. Right here. And he's up there, he's talking. Keep your eyes up here. But also, as you watch up here, watch over here too. Right, he's still over here.
But see, now, it might not seem like a lot of time, but for however long he been out there, wherever they were sitting at, hey, man, them OGs don't care about what he's out there doing. Pop got his too.
This actually is. They're saying that Wu was at a party for his father, right? If I'm not mistaken, his father, stepfather, something to that nature. Wherever it was just family. It was supposed to be a family event where I'm assuming he felt he probably didn't have to worry about all this. On point 27. He's trying to get out of it.
Oh, he got his lady.
pretty much it, y'all. Very unfortunate situation. Like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you leave it up to me, I think it was some type of setup of some sort. They knew where he was at. They knew where his car was going to be. Maybe they knew that his car was a certain color. He had a certain car. We're not sure. But whatever it is, it's like they had to drop and they knew exactly when to strike. And it's sad, it's unfortunate. I know these guys in the streets, man. It's just when certain ones go, it just hits a little different, because he was definitely.
The scariest part about the whole situation is that they was just sitting across the street watching them the whole, and somebody just sitting right across the street from you, watching you like that.
Waiting on you.
In Iraq, it could happen that quick.
One of the guys that was trying to change things, he changed his life. I guess he's in construction, whatever you're trying to do. But once again, as I always say, y'all, as much as that sounds good, you can't have 1 foot in and you can't have 1 foot out. You gotta be totally out the streets. And sometimes, even if you out the streets, the things you did in the past, they come back to haunt you. That's another thing a lot of people forget about. Yeah, you may not be was in the streets. Tell somebody how to feel after losing somebody that they once loved. Y'all tell me in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like.
Hey man, y'all check out here, Pop Buddha. About to keep running this thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can do this one. Star Loop. We're gonna do something about Lil Durk is done. Let's see what's going on with this.
Sometimes you gotta hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the Hey Tie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news. Cooperate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't need too much more than that. One of it is cooperating.
Following 2 years of incarceration, the prosecutor's actions against Lil Durk simply published fresh evidence, which will lead to Durk living out the remainder of his days in jail. They would provide documentation for approval to have King Von's passing. The video that was shown to the jury throughout the trial starts because it demonstrates Lil Durk's motivation to exact revenge.
Testimony and video surveillance surrounding the death of King Von, and the motion to exclude this evidence was denied, meaning the judge is going to allow witnesses to testify about and allow the video of King Von to be.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
They gonna let all that shit in?
Played at the trial, and this is important because prosecutors wanted to use this evidence to argue that King Von is the reason or motive as to why Durk offered this bounty on Quando Rondo. And so with this ruling, the jury will get to see and hear about all of that.
There are 2 reasons why they are permitting it. One, following the death of King Von, it was being celebrated by the operations. Additionally, they stated that this fueled LOL Durk to leave and exact retribution, so they would all put an end to the festivity.
But Durk kind of put himself in a bad position when he went on there with Act talking about this whole situation. I think Durk made a mistake when he did that. I think he also made a mistake with the raps. Like, bro, leave that shit out of your rap, bro. Like, you ain't got to put that in there, bro.
To King Von getting, how did you feel, considering the animosity between you guys up to that point?
Like my real first action thought, I was happy.
You're happy?
I was happy.
When you heard that, considering the back and forth that y'all have had in your own ways, how did you feel?
So I kind of.
You're happy?
Can I say I was kind of? No, seriously, I was though. It was face up. That, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he did. But I was happy but when I found out when I was I cooked for the whole game.
A lot of times when you got these things like rap beefs and stuff like that, sometimes people, by them beefing, their rap careers stay relevant. But like in the ATK, I'll say Young and Ace thing, when Julio died, it was like all the traction went down because it was no more beefing. It was just like bro, you can only diss on the dead for so long to where it's just gonna be like, oh, okay, all right, he dead. Like, so I think that, that was a PowerPoint to show you that, beefing really, it ain't worth it. Like, as far as the long term goal.
Wow, Pete, wow.
However, the second reason they're leaving to depict the death of King Von because the judge permitted some lyrics to be utilized in the trial against Dirk. The lyrics, if they are on my page, they will utilize it. That photo probably looked like another rapper flexing money for Instagram, nothing unusual, but prosecutors are now painting a completely different picture. Today, reports surfaced claiming authorities believe Dirk placed a $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. The documents allegedly state that defendant Banks used close associates and
he took a picture, but I mean, that's not, all the evidence they got. They got way more evidence, but it was just like, it's kind of crazy. He took a picture, bro, and that might have sealed the deal.
Trusted people around him to recruit shooters who flew to Southern California on August 18, 2022, targeting Quando Rondo, and it gets deeper. Prosecutors claim defendant Wilson promised the men involved that there was a $1 million payout waiting on behalf of Banks if the mission was completed. That same bathroom selfie showing Dirk beside stacks of cash was reportedly taken around the same time frame that investigators say the attack was being organized. Because of that timing, investigators now believe the photo may have served as proof to the alleged hitman that the money was prosecuted.
Nah, bruh, you tripping, bruh. Hey, there must have been a female made this video because it sounds like AI talking as the. But yeah, it sounds like AI talking as the. Yeah.
There's also claims some of the alleged co-conspirators were rewarded in other ways after the incident happened. The filing mentions appearance months that followed. One of the biggest examples they pointed toward was Dirk's Block is Hot track, which they allegedly view as part of those rewards and acknowledgments. And once all of this started coming out publicly, social media and content creators immediately exploded, reacting to the entire case.
My last no jumper. Dirk's already told him I'm supposed to come back up here with that last.
No, look what happened to him.
That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him.
Definitely not happy about it.
I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down.
There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that Dirk allegedly called in.
Until they put that on black and white, sir. Stop doing stuff on the black man who's trying to do something right for the community right now.
Have already put out a lot of information about this.
You don't have to put it out. You don't have to put it out. So this is a major platform.
You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact
jurisdiction. What type of police
is been alleged to have ordered him.
This
Free smirk though. Free smirk. But also,
police. It's a platform. This is a police.
It's just very for a little to decide. Hey, maybe I'm not anybody else.
We don't have no proof that.
Well,
there we go.
Hold up. Because what happened after that may have put Lil Durk in the darkest position of his entire career. The pressure reportedly got so heavy that Durk himself reacted more positive instead. He reportedly said weighing on his heart to help guide the next generation because kids are watching everything and need real role models to follow. In a statement, he allegedly said, "It's been sitting on my heart lately to save this generation. For these kids, we gotta be their heroes." Now listen to this, because investigators are allegedly looking at that message in a completely different way. According to reports, authorities believe Dirk's words may reflect regret and self-reflection after people connected to the case allegedly agreed to cooperate against him. And if that's true, girl, that changes everything, because insiders are saying Dirk...
I keep saying girl. Hey, I keep him in the Karma Cafe. Look.